The legend of Bigfoot has long intrigued the public and spurred countless discussions about the existence of this elusive creature. Bigfoot is typically associated with the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest, yet sightings have been reported across North America, including Illinois.
Who? Haven't you ever heard of Bigfoot?
The prospect of such a creature residing in Illinois raises questions about habitat suitability, evidence credibility, and the boundaries of scientific possibility. There are several accounts of encounters around Illinois. Actually, there is a long list of Illinois sightings according to the Bigfoot Field Research Organization, BFRO, an international organization that looks into potential Sasquatch sightings. For the past 30 years, the state has ranked 5th nationally for credible reports. According to the BFRO, reports of sightings in Illinois are primarily from rural, forested, and isolated places. They frequently describe catching a glimpse of a big, hairy, ape-like monster that may grow up to 9 feet tall and has a powerful muscular physique. While Illinois is known for its fertile prairies, there are remote forested regions that could support a small population of Bigfoot. The Shawnee National Forest in southern Illinois has over 269,000 acres of dense oak and hickory forests, rugged hills, and cave systems that could provide shelter and seclusion. The canopy is thick enough in some areas for Bigfoot to remain hidden. Northern Illinois has large tracts of wooded land as well, especially along the Rock River and near Starved Rock State Park. The Vermilion River region also has extensive forests. These wooded corridors connect to even larger forested areas in neighboring states. With abundant food sources like deer, fish, and edible plants, these wilderness areas could potentially sustain Bigfoot groups. The forest's biodiversity, seclusion, and resources like water and ample food supply create a habitat where a Bigfoot-like species might thrive, undetected. Illinois also has many caves and deep ravines, which might offer additional hiding spots and contribute to the creature's elusiveness. There are also numerous abandoned mines where Bigfoot could live without being detected.
But you mentioned to me earlier, when you were telling me this story, that you had the feeling that it might have been something, a Bigfoot.
While conclusive physical evidence of Bigfoot remains elusive, there have been numerous eyewitness sightings in Illinois that proponents cite. In the 1970s, multiple witnesses near Chicago reported seeing 8-foot-tall, hairy creatures. Another notable sighting occurred in 1987 near Decatur, where a group of people reported seeing a Bigfoot-like creature in a wooded area. In 2000, a police officer in Rockton, Illinois, claimed to have seen a large, hairy creature cross the road in front of his vehicle. The most compelling argument for the existence of Bigfoot in Illinois is the number of reported sightings throughout the state. Enthusiasts point to these personal accounts as evidence, highlighting the detail and consistency in descriptions of the creature's appearance and behavior. Further, these reports are not new. There are numerous newspaper accounts of Bigfoot creatures in Illinois in the 19th century. People were claiming to see Bigfoot before the word Bigfoot was even invented, and before popular culture made the idea famous. Bigfoot hunters have also recorded vocalizations similar to those attributed to the creatures. Some enthusiasts argue that the vast wilderness areas and forest corridors in southern and western Illinois could support a small Bigfoot population that migrated from other Midwestern states. Proponents also argue that native tribes have legends of large, hairy humanoids that resemble Bigfoot descriptions, suggesting that such creatures have been part of the region's ecosystem for centuries. Advocates cite unexplained sounds, unusual tracks, and even hair samples that have been collected in Illinois as potential evidence of Bigfoot. They contend that recognized wildlife or environmental factors have not adequately explained these phenomena. Skeptics point to the absence of irrefutable evidence, such as clear photographs, DNA samples, or a living or deceased specimen, as a substantial argument against the existence of Bigfoot in Illinois.
So, if it's not really a Bigfoot, if it's just some guy pretending, what do you think they'll do to him if they catch him?
The evidence put forward by believers is often dismissed as misidentification of known animals, hoaxes, or anecdotal at best. For a breeding population of Bigfoot to exist, there would need to be a sufficient number of individuals to maintain genetic diversity.
Why has there never been a Bigfoot body that's been discovered?
Critics argue that such a population would leave more detectable evidence of its existence, such as carcasses or fecal matter. Illinois' landscapes are highly fragmented due to urban development and agriculture, which would make it difficult for a large, undiscovered species to remain hidden from the millions of people living in the state. The climate, especially the cold winters, may not be hospitable enough for a sustainable breeding population. Illinois has a high human population density, and even the remote woods see frequent human activity, making it unlikely that large animals could remain undiscovered. Bigfoot proponents themselves often disagree about facts like the creature's height, fur color, and diet. They also argue that eyewitness accounts are unreliable and prone to misidentification and imagination. The apparent vocalizations may come from known wildlife. Further, Bigfoot hoaxing has occurred, and it is difficult to rule out jokes and fraud in sighting reports. Ultimately, without verifiable empirical evidence, many biologists and anthropologists reject the possibility that Bigfoot roams the state. There is a complex interplay between belief, folklore, and scientific scrutiny in the Illinois debate over Bigfoot's existence. While the state's southern forests could potentially support a large, secretive creature, the lack of definitive evidence is a critical issue. Additionally, the degree of habitat fragmentation and human presence in Illinois makes it less likely for an unrecognized large mammal to remain undetected. The arguments for and against Bigfoot inhabiting the state of Illinois both have merit. Reports from credible eyewitnesses suggest intriguing possibilities, and remote wilderness areas could theoretically harbor small populations. However, without demonstrable evidence like DNA samples or body remains, the existence of Bigfoot in Illinois remains highly speculative. An undiscovered primate leaving no physical signs seems unlikely given the human activity even in remote parts of the state. Still, the forests of southern Illinois, in particular, may warrant further investigation by open-minded zoologists. It is essential to consider that the absence of evidence does not necessarily equate to evidence of absence. The vast forests and remote areas of Illinois could, in theory, provide a suitable habitat for a creature like Bigfoot to survive undetected. The possibility of an unknown species cannot be entirely dismissed without a thorough scientific investigation. While it is a captivating idea that a Bigfoot-like creature could roam the wilds of Illinois, the evidence currently available does not support this hypothesis. The absence of verifiable physical proof and the challenges presented by the state's developed landscape make the existence of Bigfoot in Illinois highly improbable from a scientific standpoint. Until substantial evidence comes to light, the notion of Bigfoot residing in Illinois remains a part of local folklore rather than an accepted biological fact. The debate over Bigfoot in the land of Lincoln will undoubtedly continue until compelling evidence emerges one way or another.